let's talk about the Borderlands thing here. So, Borderlands, it's a good time for a little pop culture talk in between all the other terrible stuff. Borderlands is a well-liked video game, right? Would you say?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
people liked it. Um, and I think ultimately if you like the video game, you like the video game. Now, this is
Mhm.
currently sitting with 31 reviews at 3%.
It has been at 0, and the only reason it's at 3 right now is because Grace Randolph gave it a positive tomato.
Yeah.
Grace Randolph, who trusts her reviews at all anyway. So she went against the grain, gave it a positive tomato score. Obviously, she knows nothing about Borderlands.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now it's at a 3% instead of at a 0.
Most of the reviews are absolutely savage. Like
Yes.
it all just looks like celebrities participating in a Borderlands themed escape room instead of an exact
That
movie.
was
Borderlands
brutal.
feels like glorified cosplay where capable performers like Kate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis merely take position and feign emotion to get a nice group picture.
I mean,
So
it was
drearily routine. I mean,
it's like they
yikes.
didn't even try to make the characters accurate. And I love Kate Blanchett. I think she is amazing. But Lilith, I mean, in the first game was like 24 years old. And then by the time, by 3, she's like 34.
Yeah.
So to have Kate Blanchett's clearly too old for this role. Same thing with Jamie Lee Curtis and Dr. Tannis. It's like it's one thing if they make one character older, which is already bad enough, but to do that with 2 of the female characters like this, it's a joke.
Yeah. And I mean, quite frankly, my personal opinion is Jack Black stood on stage just 3 weeks ago and
Yup.
laughed at a joke made by his psychopathic leftist bandmate Kyle Gass and about the person that tried to end Trump's life not missing next time as his birthday wish. So I don't care if this movie got a 99%.
Right.
I wouldn't be seeing it.
And
Like,
I just feel like they're so short-sighted with knowing what fans actually want with stuff. When you think of Borderlands, Claptrap's voice actor was so great.
didn't they
And
kick
really,
him off? Didn't he
I
get
think they did. Didn't they cancel him for something?
they canceled him for something or fired him from something and they replaced him in the
In
latest
in
Borderlands video
3, yeah,
game.
and 3
Yeah.
sucks. Like Borderlands 1 and 2 were great. I have great memories playing those. But 3, I tried to play it and it was just so cringe. It was super woke. They have a they them character in it.
Yep.
And the humor was just terrible. All it was dick joke, dick joke, dick joke, dick joke over and over and over. It was like, okay, are they going to actually say something funny? Because I remember laughing from the first 2 games, but not really seeing much good
No.
humor with 3. It was I couldn't play anymore of 3. It was awful. But yeah, I don't understand why they aren't just like, hey, something like this, even if they did a 3D movie, it doesn't have to be live action because it had such a cool art style. And that was one of the
Yeah.
big appeals of it looking like a comic book art style type thing. They could have done 2D animation or 3D animation, but even if you're going to do live action, at least make the characters casted to where they look like their counterparts and not just like they casted them out of a nursing home because this is it. And Jack Black for Claptrap, I just not feeling it. If they spend all this budget on these really big name actors when that's not when they don't even fit the roles.
Yeah, and I mean if you look at the reviews too, and by the way, normally critics panning something is an incredible
I know.
endorsement and I'm almost
Yeah.
like I'm good, like if critics
Right.
hate it, I'm going to see it, but like literally, I mean, from IGN, which again, you can't spell ignorant without IGN. Borderlands is a catastrophic disappointment that plays like a hacked to pieces studio slop, betraying everything fans adore about Gearbox Software's franchise in derivative, regrettable
Oh.
fashion. Even the one positive review from moron Grace Randolph is like she's so desperate to lose her Hollywood access. That's why she gave it a positive review.
Yeah.
I've never played the games. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So opinion disregarded on the movie already.
Yep.
But I got a kick out of Blanchett starring in a movie like this. And so she gave it a positive review score because she likes Kate Blanchett.
Right.
That's it. Not because the movie's good, not because, like, she even said Blanchett fans will enjoy this. Not sure about anyone else. Positive review. How is that positive?
I don't know.
Is Kate Blanchett even a draw? Look at this. 1.2 thousand upvotes, 1.3 thousand downvotes.
Oh,
I don't know how this woman has an audience anymore because
I don't either.
She is chronically wrong.
Yep.
She's literally like, and just think of the money they spent. Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Kate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know what the budget for this movie is, but it has to be
insane.
It has to be huge. Yeah, I mean, like, and Borderlands movie budget, $120 million to produce, which means now you have to spend another 100 marketing. Which, by the way, it's generally a sign with how you how a movie's going to do based on the advertising.
Yeah.
And there is no advertising. Have you even seen a commercial for it?
I don't think I have. It's like I've seen whenever they first dropped a trailer on X, but in terms of commercials or out and about seeing any sort of advertisements anywhere, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a single commercial for it, and it comes out tonight.
Yeah.
Generally, that tells you, like, I remember when they knew The Flash was going to be a disaster because they hired a psychopath. They didn't run any marketing. They released it, and they were like, hopefully we can make some of this money back. That's what clearly they looked at Borderlands, and they're like, this movie is a disaster. I was reading Christian Toto's review, who I really like and who's always very honest. He basically said they didn't release the movie to critics until last night because they knew it was bad.
Oh, goodness. That's the thing is normally when critics don't like something, I will like it. So part of me wants to see someone's opinion I trust. But I think all around this is probably going to be hated by critics and viewers simultaneously. It's that bad.
Yeah. And by the way, let me point out, don't pay to see this movie. If you absolutely are a Borderlands enthusiast and you're like, I don't care how bad the movie is, just wait for it to come out on streaming.
Yeah.
Just wait. Don't reward this nostalgia bait and this member berries bait. Because these people have, outside of Jack Black, almost certainly none of them have played the games. The director came out and said, well, I didn't want to make a Borderlands movie. I wanted to make a sci-fi movie that was kind of like Borderlands and kind of like this and kind of like that. So they just want you, the Borderlands fan, to give them your money because reasons. There's also this, I saw Chris Raygun say, like, well, they just can't make good video game movies. And I disagree with that. I thought Silent Hill was really good. I did like that. I thought, critically and based on the reviews, the Fallout television show was pretty good.
Even the first Tomb Raider movie was pretty good. I think the first half was great, and then the second half it kind of fell off. It wasn't like a masterpiece, but it was fun.
Yeah, that was good. I think other than the woke stuff, I think that the Last of Us TV show is critically acclaimed. I think it won awards. So like this idea that you can't make a good video game movie is baloney. It's just, if you don't care about the IP, then sure. Like, I think they could make Far Cry 5 into a great movie.
Oh yeah.
If they cared about it. They could they did make a Far Cry movie that sucked, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
I think they did. I think they made a terrible Far Cry movie with like what is it? Yeah, there was a Far Cry movie, 2008. No, wait, that's not the one I'm thinking of. There's one called Far Cry, but maybe I'm thinking of, they made some other video game movie that looked terrible. Oh, Sonic. Great.
Oh yeah, good.
Sonic was a great video. Now, what made Sonic good? The Super Mario Brothers movie, that was good.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying any of these are like bangers, but they were all good. I
And
thought
they'll get money. If you make something that gamers like, it will get money. It doesn't have to be this masterpiece that goes down in history as a work of art. But
no,
if you
right.
just make something fun and at least mostly accurate with the games that they're portraying, that's a gold mine.
Yeah, I think if you look, I was thinking of Uncharted. There's an Uncharted movie that has a 90% audience score. So
Right.
clearly the audience liked it. The idea that you can't make a good video game movie is just absurd. It's just the problem is you have to give a damn about the IP and like I mean, the reason the Sonic movie was good is because it wasn't a Sonic video game movie. It was a movie starring Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Same is probably true for the Mario Brothers movie, with which
Right.
Seth Rogen was probably the worst part of that movie.
He was.
Like, oh, I'm gonna voice act. Was it Diddy Kong or something? He just used his
Or
regular voice.
Donkey Kong. Yeah, that's
Donkey
the
Kong,
thing
yeah,
is I didn't like the portrayal of any of the Kongs there. I just feel like it wasn't very accurate. I would have much preferred that from the old Donkey Kong Country 3D animated TV series.
yeah.
I would have preferred that voice for Donkey Kong and all. If you actually wanted to hit people on the nostalgia, something like that. But I mean, I guess they want the celebrity names tied to it.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, I guess it must matter for advertising, but like, I literally don't care. Like,
Right.
if you had the Super Mario movie and I didn't know anything about the voice actors and it looked fun, I would still have seen it. But
Same.
there is something to. I mean, there's a reason why all these Disney animated movies have big stars doing all the voice work. And so they can
Right.
put their names on the, um on the banner, you
Right.
know. But I think like this movie not good, Borderlands not good. You could probably have any one of these other people in this movie. It probably wouldn't have been good because there was rot from the top.
Yep.
Nobody wanted to see it. Here's a lot of people. I wasn't going to see it anyway. There's no possible way in reality where Borderlands movie is any good. It only works as a video game because the entire franchise is a mashup between Mad Max and Manic Pixie aesthetics. Yeah, it
Mhm.
could have worked as an animated film.
Yeah. That's my thought on that. I would have much rather watched an animated version for sure.
Yeah, they absolutely could have made this work as an animated film, and they didn't want to. They wanted to put the stars that they were paying on camera. None of these people gave a damn about the movie. The director didn't care. The actors didn't care. So, on what planet would this have ever been successful? I hope nobody pays to see this.